pedestal is you just sit there and you just watch, right? Instead of taking ownership and saying, hey, it falls on me. What happens between those 2 Sundays of you going to church, what happens in that week, it's not going to be church every day. You're not going to have your pastor with you every day. You're not going to have these leaders or these mentors. So you got to take ownership. And just like I said before, be less impressed and more involved. So I've taken that back. And so it's my responsibility to make sure that my family follows in the right footsteps, not necessarily my footsteps, right? But that they have a good foundation and value system in place, because nobody else is going to do it except me. I'm the only person that's responsible for that. And if I don't do it, guess what? Then I am relying on the public school system. I'm relying on teachers. I'm relying on friends and outside influencers and influences to teach my children their value and their foundation. And just because they're not directly teaching them and saying, hey, this is what you should do, kids pick up on different things here and there, especially when they don't have a good solid foundation. So, which leads me into the next topic. So, every week we have a family devotion that we do every week. Sometimes we'll do a couple times a week, but now for the last, I don't know, maybe 4 months, we've been doing every week. And I've changed that up. So I used to lead all this stuff, and I used to make sure everybody had their schedule clear, and that we were meeting every Sunday or Saturday night. And I made sure that everybody was getting together but now, and then I would pick out the scripture, I would read it, I would pray, and I would teach and do all these other things. But now what's interesting is it has gotten significantly better as far as devotions, because for the last month, I've told each of my children that it's their responsibility, and I've delegated, Sundays to each of them, and it's their responsibility to not only pick a scripture out, but to pick dates and times and make sure everybody's gathered together. And it's their responsibility and it's their decision to teach it and come up with any creative way, any way that they would like to run the devotion. It's up to them. That has been a complete game changer. It's giving a lot of power to my children, and what better way to learn than to teach? So it has improved like now.